Hey, Doug. So, what are you drinking on this hot summer night? I don't know any place in this country that it's not hot.
Oh my goodness, man. It is just freaking insanely busy and hot. So yeah, it's I decided tonight to do something a little different that I haven't done before. What I'm going to do is do a line of different variants of the same beer, but like three different variants. So when we were doing the Montana thing, I had a Golden Monkey, which I had said was like one of my favorite summer beers, Belgian triple with spices. Um, I'm going to do variants of the Golden Monkey. So
Mhm.
Golden Monkey is, it says Belgian style triple A with added spice, 9.5%. Tonight is going to be a lot of ABV for me. So just forewarn all you folks watching. Um, the other one I got was something that is definitely not in my wheelhouse is Sour Monkey triple. So this is a sour Brett, 9.5 as well. So that's going to be my first one that I try. So let's get to that one. The last one I'm just going to save
Yeah.
as a bit of a surprise.
Yes, I was gonna say, leave a little teaser.
Yeah, leave that one there. So let's start with this fucking bad boy, the sour Brett. So also has really cool labels. All the monkey variants have like different labels. That's cool.
And that brewer is Victory. I was just recently.
Victory Brewing down your where you were earlier this year in Philly area.
Yes, I was. I did my
Beer that
half an
sucker
hour
is.
there. I
Look
did
how
my half
clear
an
that
hour.
is. It's got bubbles because probably the glass is it's cleaned out of a dishwasher, but probably not super clean. Yeah, you could definitely smell smell the sour element to it. So yeah.
Starting with the big sour, and that's a big sour for that for with that ABV there.
Okay, so I'm going to say that I find this more tart than sour.
Okay.
Which is definitely something I would enjoy because I like tart. Sour is not really what I normally would drink, but this is really smooth, crisp, and it's got the nice tartness. So, yeah, I'm surprisingly happy with this, as I was expecting this to be like, ew. So, yeah.
Okay, so you say it's tart. Are we still? Do we still taste the Belgian yeast in there? Do we still taste that funkiness?
Yeah, not the sour tartness is stronger than the actual Belgian taste. You could still taste it there. It's not gone. It's just the other stuff is more forward.
And it still has that crispness that you're looking for as far as when a triple goes.
Yeah. Not obviously with the sour and the Brett, it's not going to be as sweet as Belgian triples normally are. So yeah, I would say to me more tart than sour, but I like that. So that's a plus for me.
Okay, that looks interesting. I have. Let's see here. We're gonna start with a style that um we don't see very often here at this time, but we're about to see a whole lot of them. Do you have a guess?
Yeah, I know what it is because I saw your picture.
Ah, that's why I don't like giving out pictures. Damn it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you like to be a man of mystery, so
I like to be a man of mystery. This is it's always October, Marzen style.
oh, that's a great name.
Yeah, it is. AOK is AOK, always October. Marzen
Oh,
style. Grunner Brewing Company out of this looks like Montana. Oh no, out of Casper, Wyoming. I picked this up on my trip. What was that now? 3 weeks ago. So they had this out 3 weeks ago. So they were canning it. Who knows? My point is that when I see a style that is really heavy, like Marzen for like
Mhm.
the fall, and I see it in the spring, a couple things jump off of me. First of all, is this old as hell? But second of all, though, if it's not old, this means, in my opinion, that the brewer really loves this style and thinks that it's one of his best. So, like, this is one of his best, is what I would think. Because again, this style, it's a great style. Don't get me wrong, but this is, you know what I mean. This is dominated by the fall. Like Oktoberfest beers, you're not supposed to see them any other time.
No.
especially here in America, we're really really what's the word I want to use with this style? We're really fall centric about it. Like if it's a taste of the summer, we don't want any of it, in my opinion. And if it's a taste of winter, we don't want any of it. We want it like crisp in the fall when the leaves are flying and it's starting to get thing. It's starting to get like really like crisp in the air, and the Dallas Cowboys suck. And it's just that time of year, you know what I mean? Like it's just yeah. So that's when I drink a Mars, and that's what I'm looking for. So I don't know. Let's see what this one's about.
It's got the nice dark amber color that you're looking for.
Yep, and it has the malt forward, buttery caramel hints that you're looking for. Again, this makes me feel like a month ahead, 2 months ahead.
Yeah.
For people who are watching this is obviously we are in the middle of the summer in July, but this makes me think of September. Of course, the Great Oktoberfest starts in September. Yeah, this is great. This is it's good. It's a great change of pace. I like to see it on the shelves if it's fresh at this time of year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was fresh. You got it wasn't like you said, like from last year or anything like that.
I don't see a date on it, and I'm not really a great person for oxidation. I mean, the oxidation is that's one beer the flaw that you'll get if the beer's old. It'll get oxygenated by oxygen. So I'm not a really good person to find that out. My palate doesn't really fit that. It's hard for me to pick out oxidation. A lot of people are like, "This is oxidized," and I'm like, "What?" But for diacetyl, I'm really good at. I'm really sensitive. So I think people are certain sensitive to different ones. My point is that I'm not getting any oxidation out of this, and I don't see any dates. And it tastes fresh. So I'm gonna go with it that it's fresh. And it wasn't from last October, but there were a bunch there too.
Okay.
With it,
Bunch
so
of Marzens?
there were a bunch of this beer there. Like when I grabbed it, so it wasn't like a pick of six. You know what I'm saying? It was a 6-pack that I got, and there was a bunch of 6-packs with it too. So I was really, before I spilled all over my beer in the parking lot, I was really attentive to make sure that I was trying to get, fresh beer where I was out there, because also I knew that I was going to come back and wait a couple weeks to drink it, and as fresh as I could get it. I was really yeah, man. Let's see, 5.5. Drinking again. This is why I'm not sure why people don't like this in the summer. This is a really good summer alternative. It's not necessarily, light as the lawnmower drinks. But, I mean, if you want something a little bit more in the summer, this is a great style. There's no doubt.
Well, the Marzen style, because it's so synonymous with Oktoberfest in October, I think people just get a little bit, kind of worried. Well, that's a fall beer, but you can drink any beer you want whenever you want. Who cares,
Oh man, it's going down fast here. Look at that. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this style, love it, especially outside. It's hot.
Yeah, it's if something quenches your thirst in that shit, I think that's whatever. I think that why not?
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't surprise me too out west to see more malt forward styles. It's not surprising me anymore as much as it used to. But now I've been out there and saw all that, so I'm like, yeah, I get it. A Marzen and in July makes sense in Wyoming.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like for a Marzen, what's the hops that they use? Or they use barley?
They I believe there are German hops that are used in Marzens. Let's see if it says here. Our Marzen celebrates October, of course, all year round. Fall is one of the best seasons in Wyoming, with days spent on Wyomings cherish these times before winter, because it apparently sucks in winter in Wyoming. So here's to always making it October. So no, they don't say anything about the hops on here. But I will believe that there's probably not many hops, and I believe it's strictly German, because remember, since it's a German style, they're strict.
So, well, according to the ye old Google, They say that it's usually either noble German or Bohemian variety hops. So that fits.
And not many. This isn't hop. I'm not getting any hops out of this, nor should I really. I mean,
not for that style.
Not compared to what I'm about to blast out here. So it's a good concept
coming out.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are you ready for your next one, or am I here?
I absolutely am, because this is. I had this when we were talking about your Montana trip, and I can drink this in the summer every day. It's the next one in the Monkey series here from Victory. Of just Golden Monkey. This is kind of their base variant that I'm using tonight, because the other two variants are based off of this. This one is they're all Belgian triples. So this is Belgian triple. This one was just spices. So this one, like I said, I've had every year. I get a 6-pack or 2 in the summer, because it's, even though it is 9.5% alcohol, it is eminently drinkable when it's hot. So yeah, I'm going to pour this out and enjoy the hell out of this, because I've already had it a million times. But if you haven't had it and you can find it, get it. It's just a gorgeous beer for this time of year. Got that, again, still that nice, crisp, clear color that you're looking for. I can almost see you through it. Just that real nice, almost get those banana notes out of it. Really good. That is just so damn refreshing. It's so good.
Does it drink big?
No, it doesn't. That's kind of that's both the greatness and the danger of it, is it does not drink big. So I think it's dynamite.
Sean J said on our Facebook page, Golden Monkey is decent. He likes it.
Yeah.
Golden Monkey is one of their flagships, I believe, right?
Yes, that is one of their flagship beers. I think it's not the flagship beer.
And that's good shit, it being a triple and not an IPA.
Hey, I'm having somebody knock on my door, so please give us what you're having next, and I will be right back.
All right. So I'm going to have this Going to the Sun IPA. And that's pretty funny, because I told Doug the last time we talked about, hey, man, if we ever have to, you ever have to leave the camera during a live show, you just exit and I will take over. So I'm drinking Going to the Sun IPA from Whitefish, Montana. The brewery is the Great Northern Brewing Company. I don't remember seeing them when I was out in Montana, and I don't remember how I got this beer. I went to a beer conference with a whole bunch of beer bloggers, and it ended up in my my cooler. So I had really nothing about it. I know it's an IPA. So, and an IPA from Montana is a special IPA, because they don't like to make IPA. Well, I'm not. There's Scotch. It's Scotch Ale City out there. So this pours I gotta clean my glass a little bit better, but it also pours.
I feel that pain, because that's been both my pours tonight.
Yeah. Don't get us on YouTube. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, pours like one. Mine is Soteca glass. So let's big. Hops on the nose, more piney, so more northwest, hopefully, or maybe that's what I'm getting out of it. Nice little mountain goat sheep on the
mountain goat sheep. Sorry.
Let's see. How old is this one?
Oh no.
This drinks like an old IPA, and it's a shame. I don't know. It drinks like an old IPA.
Okay.
I don't have any kind of date on it either. That's a shame, y'all. So I can't even blame it on the date. I have no date. It tastes like all I get is really malt. And that means that there were hops there that are not there now. So this one, it gets put over on the table here.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries. I have another one, man. I have Brewdad's IPA. I actually know the guy on the can.
You know the guy in a can? Nice.
Yeah, Mike Besser. He's a good friend of
Look at
mine.
that.
He's a friend of mine.
Brewdads.
Brewdads, right? We can get down with Brewdads, right?
Yeah.
Now, Brewdad's IPA is going to be good, and you know why? Because Brewdad told me that he just canned this like 2 nights or 3 nights or something like that right before he gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be good. This ain't going to be bad. Ooh, explosion of hops.
Right.
Ooh, some yeah, fruity. Okay. This is one of your pineapple IPAs. Your fruit IPAs. It's balanced fruit wise. It's not a fruit bomb. It's balanced hop wise. It's not a hop bomb, but you can taste some of the hops. You can definitely get the fruit. The nose is really beautiful. This is fantastic, Brewdad.
Yeah. So was it labeled as just an IPA? It's not labeled as like a pineapple or
yeah. India Pale Ale. So I guess this is just Brewdad's. I don't know. I'm not sure who do we do this. Brewdad started with a passion, and I was going to turn into a dream. This IPA brewed by Top Rung Brewing brings out the passion to the dream concept. A variety of hops make up the complex and fruity nature of this IPA. We'll celebrate the true essence of a Northwest IPA. Really? I don't know, man. It's a little bit fruity for one of those. I'm used to Northwest IPAs being like piney and, like barky and those kind of things. Not as juicy as this one is. Here's to living a dream. Please drink responsibly and always look for Sasquatch.
Well, did you say at the beginning that it was like piney? Did I miss that?
I started with passion. The piney part I got out of it is, because he says it should be the true essence of a Northwest IPA. And when I think of Northwest IPA, I think of the piney ones that come out, from Portland. And Northeast IPA is, the juicy, milkshake, hazy
style. Yeah.
Right. So I'm just bitching a little bit about him saying it's Northwest. I don't know. He's from the Northwest. He's from Seattle. So I'll let him say it's Northwest. That's good. No, it's great IPA though. It's great. And man, I wish I had more. He was out giving them. I wish I had more. He had a case. I actually gave one away to somebody who I had 2, and they didn't have one. So but I only was able to get 2.
They're sharing the wealth there.
Cheers to Brewdad.
Yeah. Cheers to Brewdads. Well done.
Hey, Wood. He's a guy I would love to have on too. I put out a couple feelers. Here's some in front of the camera stuff that Doug doesn't even know. I put out a couple feelers to some people for Fridays. So
I'm always fine with that, man.
No, of course. But I just want everybody to know that put out some feelers. So we're gonna have hopefully some guests here soon. Yeah. Not that we're gonna have any, but we have enough good time as it is anyway.
Not the more the merrier, right?
The more the merrier. And we're due for a guest too after my trips and all that. And we haven't had a guest. I don't know. We had a guest 3 weeks ago, so it was Aaron was here, right?
Yeah. So why not? Have more. This is what we're doing here is we're trying to share what we have and share with as many people as we can.
Right. And I'm glad this is a talk because I'm ready to drink, man. I almost finished my Marzen before I was even done talking about it.
Yeah. Well, you said that was definitely a good Marzen. So
it was good. It was good. I don't. The thing about that one is, and it's interesting. I'm not sure how it would stand up in the fall. Meaning, drinking all the other Marzens, I'm not sure if it's would be like the best Marzen that I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
But the fact that I was having it in July and it was good, out of season, in my opinion, made it special.
Okay. Hey, man. But again, as we've said a million times, if you like it, great. Whatever. Doesn't matter what time of year. Doesn't matter what beer it is. If you enjoy it, then have at it.
That's like a good stout, man, nowadays.
Yeah. Well, you know me, and I drink a stout any damn day. So
Right, but I don't know. To me, like it tastes better in July if I haven't had one in a while, and it's just that setting. Like
absolutely.
it's just about sometimes it's about the surroundings, you know.
Yeah. Well, like for instance, Gold Monkey, I like that in the summer. Generally speaking, when it's colder, I don't drink it, even though it's a triple, which are pretty good when it's cold, supposedly.
Mhm.
But I much prefer it in the summer. And that's why I generally get them. And then I usually won't get them until it's summer again. And then by that time, I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't had that in a while. And then it's just,
Mhm.
I understand.
Good.
So I totally get you, sir.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, man. So I'm gonna bring out the big gun.
We're 20 minutes in.
We're 20 minutes in. So all right. I'm gonna say that our friend Kevin McKeever is gonna take a big dump on this one before I even start. So this one is and I'll tell you why in a moment. It's a Rosé Monkey. This is a white wine barrel aged Belgian triple. So aged in white wine.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says dark aged beer, then is then put into finishing tank where 100% real cherry is added finish for you, Kevin.
Yes.
Secret of cherries.
Well, this could go either way.
Yeah.
Cherries are
cherry is a flavor that just you're rolling the dice. So
right. And I've had some good cherry beers too.
Yeah, well, the other two poured really clear and crisp and gold. This shouldn't if it had cherry added. So
well, and
it's touted as a rosé. So
we got to talk when McKeever comes on. We're gonna have to talk to him about this because there's a little nuance going on here.
You could see the red notes in there from the cherries. It's not like a freaking cherry bomb.
Do you get what do you get do we get the rosé on the nose there?
Not really. This is the least aromatic of the three, which is interesting considering it was aged in white wine barrels. I was expecting it to have kind of that real fruity nose.
Absolutely.
White wine barrels, cherries. I was expecting that to just be, here comes the fruit, but no.
Yeah.
Like, really, it's, I can smell that it's a beer. Literally, that's what I smell. There's not a lot of nose to it at all. Okay. The barrel is there. Okay, that's barrel aging is a plus, except I have to agree if McKeever had this, he would hate it. And I think the cherry is overdone in it.
Okay. That was the longest pause you've ever had for a beer.
Because it's complicated. It's not a it's a complicated beer. Like it's not something you're like, oh well,
that's a good thing.
Monkey, I know what that is. Banana notes, really good Belgian triple flavor. Bang.
Right.
This is it's white wine barrel aged and then added cherries into the mix.
So you're very familiar with that beer, correct? Right?
Golden Monkey, yeah.
Okay, great. So do you taste that beer in there?
Let me have another swig and
okay.
Like the other stuff was kind of just like up in the front, and I was like, kind of okay,
right.
That's what I was expecting.
Right. I want to know because it says Golden Monkey on the bottle. I want to know do you actually taste the Golden Monkey in there since you're so familiar with the beer?
Yeah, I do. Now that I'm, again, because I was so taken aback by the flavor wasn't what I was expecting. The Golden Monkey is a good underlier. It's underneath the whole thing. At the beginning, you get a bit of the barrel aged taste, and then the cherry comes and just kind of finishes it off. That's how. But the Golden Monkey is like the foundation, but more prominent.
I'm glad to hear that they didn't dwarf over the whole Golden Monkey. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they do that. It's just like, whoa, do I even know if Golden Monkey's even in there?
Yeah, and it is definitely there. But again, like the thing that always gets me with Golden Monkey is that it's got that really good Belgian taste, the Belgian triple taste that you really want, the sweet and just everything tastes just right.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite Belgian triples. And then you have that real nice banana notes in your nose.
Yes.
And I just really dig that because you get a tiny bit of the banana flavor when you're drinking the Golden Monkey. This has no banana notes, which you wouldn't think it would because of the aging process that they put it through. But like, it's just, like I said, it's a bit complicated in how it's put together. I'm not used to having barrel aged things that are aged in wine barrels. I think that's part of it.
Oh yeah.
Usually I barrel aged stuff and it's aged in liquor barrels. You know, it's a different taste. Again, and I am not a wine aficionado, so somebody who likes wine might really, really enjoy this.
So is this winey?
It does have a very, like the beginning when I said about the barrel notes are all wine barrel notes. You can the wine flavors in it, and somebody who likes white wine a lot would probably really enjoy this.
Or who likes rosé.
Although I had rosé, this doesn't taste like rosé to me. I think they're meaning like the color is a little bit rosé.
Well, it's a rosé barrel, right?
No, it's just a white wine barrel, and the way they get the rosé color is to add the cherries.
Gotcha.
So they just give it that note where it looks like it's a rosé, which it does a little.
Right.
It's not supposed to look like a rosé wine. It's supposed to be a beer with rosé notes. So, like I said, for me, just there's a little too much going on. And, I'm not against complicated beers. I like things where they can throw a bunch of flavors in and make it work. It's just, it's not what I was expecting. I think when I first had it, that kind of threw me back. When I'm having other sips of it, it's actually going down a little better, and I enjoy it a little better.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. It's interesting that the spectrum of Golden Monkey you had tonight, and you've had tart. Yeah, that's interesting. So Aaron Schrader said he's drinking Captain Morgan's Black. He wanted to switch things up.
He's going hardcore.
Aaron, is this okay? So Captain Morgan's Black, is this straight shots, or is this some not rocks, or we got a little Coke in there? What's going on there? He's had a few victory beers. Wasn't a fan of the Golden Monkey. I would ask Aaron: is Aaron a fan of triples in general?
Yeah.
Is that something he likes?
Yeah, I think Aaron, where he is, gets a lot of the IPA stuff. So I think maybe that might be where he kind of lives. Usually when I talk to him about beers he's drinking, it's usually that. But I don't think that's what he just sticks to. But and John and they're talking about drinking a local IPA. John and I are from the same area. I grew up 10 miles from where he lives now, in the middle of rural PA. So
John Jackson.
Yeah. So
man, where's that? What city is that exactly? Not giving away John's city, but give me some cities around there.
Like Selinsgrove, Lewisburg. Lewisburg is where Bucknell is.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That general area. So yeah, I'm curious what if he says Rusty Rail, I'm gonna mock him, but
no, he says Eclipse.
What?
Eclipse was a brewery?
Oh, that's not one I'm familiar with.
Eclipse and Sunbury.
Oh, that must be a fairly new one then, because that's not one I'm familiar with.
Yeah. He said you guys should meet the next time you go back home.
Nope.
No, I've never heard of Eclipse. Yeah, you guys are a little bit further out west. I was more of eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, where you were going down towards Philly, like where he is, Sunbury area. That brewery is about 2 hours away from Philly if you went like straight up northwest, like as the crow flies.
Gotcha.
So you're out in God's country out there.
Yep, I met John at Home.con in Raleigh, I believe 5 years ago now, John, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a good guy, and obviously, beer drinker too. So this is what I want to go to. So when Kevin comes on, I want to talk to him about, and I'm already going to give you a little bit preface about it, but like cherries to me sometimes is like cilantro. You know how they have the thing about cilantro where some people love cilantro, some people hate it. And the people who hate it think it's soap.
Yeah.
And the people who love it don't get the soap thing. I'm a guy who loves cilantro. I get bathed in it. I sleep in it. I love it. I think it's the best smelling thing. I love it. But I get like some people are like that's soap. So then there was a time where I even Googled this and it's science. Like it is what it is. Some people get off different things. So I wonder if we have this going on with Mr. McKeever, or he probably has an explanation for this. He's probably like, no, man, I like other cherry stuff. That shit's just.
And it might just be that Mad Elf is his Achilles tendon of beers.
Or that too, right? Or maybe he just has a thing for cherries where it'll just never going to work for him. Like
I know he will drink a lot of IPAs and milkshake IPAs. I've seen him drinking quite a bit lately when he posts stuff. So maybe that's his jam.
No, and I don't know. Generally speaking, from knowing what I know what he posts and stuff, I don't know. He has a full palate, so it's not like he's.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that was the only thing he did. It just I think just because it's the time of year where that's really what you find mostly.
Right. Or maybe he just hates Matt. Maybe he just fucking hates Matt Elf, and that's it. So who knows? We're gonna deep dive in that. You know what I mean? It could be that simple. It could be more complex. It could be, you know what I mean? It could be like he'll never. Some people do this with citra hops. Some people smell cat piss when a beer has a lot of citra hops in it. Some people are like, that smells like cat piss. Sometimes I get that, but there are people who get it before, like I'm like, I don't smell cat piss. Oh, I do. And I'm like, I don't.
I'm sorry for your luck.
And I'm sorry for that because Citra is awesome and I love it. And unfortunately, if you don't like Citra, you're not going to like many IPAs because that's like one of
the main ones they use.
Right. So but there are people who are adverse to Citra. Hops, and they just don't like it. So, I'm like, I don't know. But again, as we get closer to the old Mad Elf,
I will bet you that it's July, middle of July. I bet you by September we'll start seeing it on the shelves because you know how it is now. Everything comes out way earlier. We're going to see pumpkin ales in August. That's coming.
No, stop.
That's coming in a couple weeks, dude.
I know. That's why I'm enjoying my Marzen. Seriously though, I would have had it if it wasn't for the show because I wanted to keep it for the show. I would have had it like 2 weeks ago. I was really excited about it, and I gave all the rest of them away, so it's all good. Yeah. So, have a good evening, John. Signing off. Nice to see you here on YouTube. Everybody who follow us on YouTube. So, Doug,
asking me something I was like doing.
Yeah, right. He's not talking to me, guys. It's not.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know. Maybe you're talking to your alien friends. Are you headed out to Area 51 in a couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're headed to Area 51 in a couple weeks. Yeah, okay.
Take me to your leader, guys.
Oh, yeah, we'll get a guest host, and maybe you can do a remote from out there.
Oh, conspiracy theory beers.
Yeah, we need more of those. I love the way you think. Every week is a theme. So so it's funny because we came into this and you're not gonna finish that rosé one, are you? Let's just keep it real.
I'm gonna finish it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm gonna couch this way. So
I ain't finishing this. It's just not gonna happen.
If it's not your thing, then don't. The one I won't finish is the sour. And just because, as we discussed before, sour, if you have too much of it and it sits in your stomach, not great results. I thought it was actually much better than I anticipated, but I'm not going to drink more of it just because it's not my jam.
And not later at night either. Like you can get away with a sour early in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, like late at night as you get older. Sorry, I'm getting older. That's bad.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a little over 2 years away from my AARP card, so I'm really looking forward to the discount.
Oh man!
Years and 2 months, 50 years. I'll be getting my discounts, baby.
I'm glad that you're really happy and accepting of it. You see my range.
Well, it's one of those things where I think that you can't stop aging, so why fret about it? Like, what am I going to do? Stop it? Well, I can't.
Well, we can stop your agent if you want. I mean, we can just, we can. I mean,
I am 35, and you can't tell me any difference.
I mean, we can just stop everything right now if you want, Doug. I mean, we have. I mean,
I think my beard gets grayer, and I lose
man,
my head. It's going to be pretty obvious that I'm not 35 anymore.
So ranking your beers is going to be easy tonight, right?
Yeah, pretty easy. It's easily Golden Monkey, but again, I have to say I'm biased towards that because I really love that beer. I will say that I think the Rosé Monkey and the Sour Monkey were actually pretty well tied, as I'm having more of the Rosé and I'm getting understanding a little bit more of what it is. The Sour Monkey, if you like sour tart beers, this is really great. I would think it's a Belgian triple that's sour. I mean, high ABV, and it's really not. It's drinkable. It's just, again, for me, sours are something that I can only have in small doses, which is how I work. And the Rosé Monkey, it was just. I was expecting something and it didn't turn out the way I tasted. You know how sometimes when you have something and you're like, this is going to taste like this. And then you have it and you're like, that tastes nothing like what I was expecting. And it kind of throws you back a little bit. That's what that beer did to me.
Right. And keeping it real, bro, I love you. Keeping it real. You had nothing to go on. Because how many Rosé barrel beers have you ever had in your life?
I've not had any wine barrel beers, I think. I might have one or two, but I can't remember them. And Jill will tell you that, like, I have a ridiculous memory for things like that, where I can go, oh, that beer, I had that beer, this, and this is how it tasted.
You're that guy. Okay.
And it could have been a beer I had 10 years ago, but I'll remember it.
Right. You're that guy. Okay.
Yeah, but I also have an inordinate amount of 80s music knowledge, which does me no good whatsoever. But
come on, we got to get you on, like, Beat Shazam or something.
Karaoke beer night.
We gotta do something. Listen, like, that kind of knowledge, like, we just got to put you in the right place. You just got to get on the right game show at the right time, and you can win like $3 million on Jeopardy or some bullshit. Come on.
What was funny is, my wife will be like, you're so smart. You remember all that shit, and it does you no good. But if you could get rid of that, you could probably cure cancer. And I'm like,
right.
I can't hit delete on my brain hard drive to get rid of that stuff that I don't need. So it's like just stuck there.
So by far, Brewdad's IPA was the best. Actually, I wish you could have it. It may actually beat the ones that you had, actually. Really good, balanced, fruity. Got some pine out of it. But and I'm glad it was a tall one because I still have some left. Yeah. And this was very refreshing, nice. Again, I think I enjoyed it more because, like what did they say? A is okay. It's always October. Like, I like this. In fact, I don't know, by the labeling and all that, you can definitely tell it's probably one of the year rounds at this point.
Yeah. If that's something that they're like, I'm just going to push this all year round. Cool.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking a little bit deeper into this. I really like this because, as we've talked about, check the Montana show, and we talked about it a couple times since I've been back about how malt forward they're out, the styles out there. So if they didn't have Scotch ale, they had a red ale, they had an amber, they had a brown, they had something. And maybe this is their answer to that, which is Marzen, which is, again, it's down the line, but it's not, a Scotch ale, and it's not any of those other ones, but it is a nice, refreshing, lower ABV, malty beer, not so hoppy, that you could just have all year round. And I like that they're doing it, and I like to see that more.
Yeah, I would too. It's a style of beer I don't see a lot of at all.
Outside of October.
Yeah.
When
I might see a few, but literally even here when it's October, I don't see a lot of Marzen beers.
Okay.
And maybe more of them there.
Yeah, and I suspect, malt forward west, I suspect that, especially with this being, I bet you they get bombarded out there with these.
Fucking Marzens.
Yeah, man. I don't know. By the time, because you already warned me about pumpkin beers. And if I don't know, we got to have some this year for sure. We got to have some on the show. We got to talk about them. But I'm not preview. I'm not a huge fan of them because I think like what people feel about IPAs, I feel about pumpkin. People feel they have to have a pumpkin, so then they make one, and if it's shit or not, it's out there, and that's just where I'm at. Like I just think everybody has to have one, so none of them are good.
Yeah, there's only a handful of them that I've tried that I've liked, so that'll be an interesting episode because I think we're gonna let's do a pumpkin beer episode when it comes time.
Well, I think it comes down to again when we can wrap this up soon, especially about the pumpkin beers because we have time to talk about that. But I think it's about what style you put it in. Like, if you roll up a meal with a pumpkin porter, I'm gonna tell you the GTFOH. Get the but if you roll up with an the ones I like are the Imperial pumpkins.
Yeah,
like I don't know if those are really good.
Those are good.
Accents that big pumpkiny.
Yeah, Weyerbacher makes an Imperial pumpkin ale that is one of the few that I really like.
Ooh, maybe can you see?
I will find some, and I'll see if I can
see it over here.
Make them their way over to you out there in Wisconsin. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk after we stop this, but yeah.
Yes. Post office, we are not illegally shipping beers.
No, we're not. But you're gonna get some beer from me, but we're not illegally shipping it. Right. Correct. Yeah. Right. But and that's a teaser for the show because again, we want to do at least a couple shows where we have the same beer, and then I wanna argue and tell Doug why he's wrong about him. So then that's the main reason. It's conflict, people.
Yeah,
it's conflict. So we're gonna wrap this up, buddy.
Yeah.
You didn't get as drunk as we thought you were, and that's I don't know if it's good or bad.
Night is young, sir.
Touche. Wrapping it up, Brewdad's IPA that he brewed in collaboration with the place that he works with. He's the beer ambassador at Top Rung Brewing. I know nothing about Top Rung, and
I've never heard of them.
And we shouldn't because they're small, young, local craft beer. I'm pretty sure they're young. But yeah, so we shouldn't know anything about them. If the best craft beer places we don't know about. I go by that all the time. I don't know about it because I haven't been there. So Brewdad's IPA was my favorite tonight. And again, it's always October from Grunner Brothers Brewing out of Casper, Wyoming. Kudos, guys. Kudos. So, and Doug, you're going to wrap it up?
So I have a question for that. The Brewdad's, where's that out of?
Brewdad, my friend Brewdad is out of Seattle, but let's see where, before we go, let's give it the old, make sure I'm not, Top Rung. Yep, Top Rung. And he brought a whole bunch of beer for us. I will be drinking some of it next week too. Wow, I get to 4.8 on Google, and that's out of Lacey, Washington.
Lacey, Washington.
Yep. Let's see where that is real quick before I wrap here.
Where Joe Saladino is, because he's out that way.
Saladino is okay. So Lacey is. It looks to be an hour and a half south of Tacoma.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be him. He's not near there. So.
Okay. Yeah, I believe Saladino is between Tacoma and Seattle, but I could be wrong.
I believe you are correct.
Okay, cool. And then, Brewdad's he's below Tacoma. He's closer to Olympia than Tacoma, if you're familiar with any of that. But I'm not. I'm just familiar with Google Maps.
Google is their friend. When you're looking for shit, it's not good when you're trying to when you talk to somebody about something and all of a sudden their ads are showing up on your phone because you had to Google that. But that's not great.
Right. So tomorrow I'll be seeing Top Notch Brewing on Facebook. Right. You nailed it, man.
Skynet.
So I will see you next week. And if everybody, Doug and I talked live 2 days ago about my Montana trip.
Hey, you got a peep. Definitely fun.
Yep. That's on the
Got
YouTube
great
channel.
following. It'll be great.
And my interview with Paige, where she slowly disappears from the screen, will be out either tomorrow or this weekend sometime. So look for that. It gets darker, 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 and darker, and darker. It's great actually. It should have been out a week, but I've been crazy. So that'll come out soon. And we were talking about the Beer Now conference and that too. So look for those things. And Doug, I will see you next Friday.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Cheers. What are you guys drinking? Cheers.